So for the how do we make all this work? Ultimately, it comes down to your budget. What does your budget say you have? Let's start with a very clean blank budget. If your monthly income is $2,000, 4,000, 12,000, it doesn't matter how much your monthly income is. It matters with how much is going out. You could make $50,000 a month or $50,000 a year, but if you're spending $75,000 a month or $75,000 a year, you're going the wrong direction. I don't care if you're rich, poor, it doesn't matter. If you're spending more than what you're making, you do not have a positive budget. You know, I wish everybody would adopt this. Let's get a positive budget, balanced budget, all of that. It's a concept that is not really. It's become foreign. Where back in the day, with cash only, people had to do a balanced budget. If they didn't have the cash, they didn't buy their groceries. And luckily today, there are different emergency things that can come up. So, as for, let's just say your monthly wages and tips, we're just going to say is $3,000 a month. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that $3,000 a month, and I'm calculating that saying that's after taxes. So you make $36,000 a year after taxes. Let's just say that maybe you get some additional support. Maybe you have a second job. Maybe you have support. Let's just throw in an additional income of $250 a month. So now all of a sudden you went from $36,000 a year to $39,000. One key thing that I'll say is when you're doing a balanced budget, if that other income is not something that will be guaranteed, if it's dependent on support or alimony or something where another person can just stop paying, quit their job, anything to where you will stop getting that money, do not consider it as guaranteed income. You can't consider your job guaranteed, but at the same time, that's kind of your income that you want to work with in your budget. What I would actually do with that other income is I would actually just apply that as, my initial snowball. Now, if you're currently using it to live off of, I do understand we have to include it in the budget. But let's get to a goal to where we don't have to include that in our monthly budget. Maybe we can put that into a savings, or we can apply it somewhere where if we don't receive it that month, it's not going to kill the budget. This is what I talk about when I say my snowball exploded. Snowball exploded because all of a sudden income did not come in that I was expecting. Medical bill, whatever may have came up. If you do have a church that you tithe to, a charitable donation or anything, $3,000. If you were to do your standard tithe, 10% of that would be 300. Maybe you don't have the money to tithe. For me, I did not start at 10% tithing because I needed to work on making payments to get credit cards that were out of control. I'm not sure what your monthly mortgage or rent is, but let's just say rent of $750 a month. Some people are laughing and some people are like, wow, that's high. But let's just say it's $750 a month. You have homeowners insurance or renters insurance at $10 a month, and you're not paying any taxes. Hopefully you're not paying for your maintenance on that house because it is a rental. All right, electricity, let's just say $80 a month. I don't know what people's electricity bills are. Mine is ridiculous because I work from home. Let's just say water and sewer. We'll say $100 a month. So I'm just kind of throwing in some numbers. If you don't have cable TV, and if you're able to, that's kind of like one of the easiest ones to cut out first. Get your cable TV or get your cable internet. Pay $5 a month to have a stream thing. $10. Pay nothing for the first few months till you can get going. So as you can tell right now, the income is $3,250. I've already allocated $1,000 in expenses. I'm sitting on a net of $2,235. Now, once again, I have that $250 in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that one for now and just say that that's going to go to an emergency fund.